Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. I think I'm just going to share that Mark always asks the question, shall I punch you up? Just as the screen comes up. And I'm not quite sure how to take that. But punch you up? That's a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
It is.
Hello, welcome to Monday. What can we say? Well, we did have a bit of a weekend, which was rather lovely. Mark even mowed the lawn. Get that.
I did mow the lawn, that's true. I can't get to this feed. Like, it won't let me load
can't you
it.
get to the
I
feed?
don't know what's it doing this morning.
I don't know. Tech problems on a Monday.
Tech problems on a Monday. Actually, we've got tech problems with the feeds as well, but there we go.
Yeah, I wonder if there's some sort of gremlins in the thing. Is it StreamYard you can't get to?
No, it won't let me into Facebook to view it. I mean, we're getting viewers, so it must be working.
Okay, shall I try and get the comments on my phone? Well, we did do really well last week. We had awesome guests and we had lots of viewers. And if you missed any of our guests, Simon's there. Morning, Simon.
Definitely working. Say hello if you're here, then we can know that everybody's arrived.
If you missed some of the guests last week, I mean, obviously everybody that comes on is lovely for spending their time with us. I think we did have 2 standout shows particularly in the last week, partly because we weren't really expecting the content we got. One of those would be the Duke Special show on Friday, which, first murder song we've had on, which was quite awesome. And Peter was an absolute delight. And then yesterday's show, for anybody that was sleeping on a Sunday, you really missed out. We had 2 very special acoustic versions of Enter Shikari songs, courtesy of Rao Reynolds, just for us on Sunday morning. So if you missed those, I really would recommend going back and watching that show, which you can do on MVT's Facebook page or on the YouTube account, where all the videos are sat there. It was a lovely way to spend 30 minutes.
It was. I enjoyed the Mentor Trick on Saturday.
No, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy the others. Everybody last week was awesome, but I think those 2 were just
off the chart.
More than I expected for a little, thing that's about having a cup of coffee and
good
chat.
Grief, everybody's here this morning. Good morning, Stu and Mark and Simon and Tony. Morning, Robert in Glasgow. That's an important point.
Gideon,
Glasgow.
Hi, nice to see you.
Morning to Gideon, over at Friends at Attitude is Everything.
Right. We've got a guest.
Ivor from the Ark in Essex is here. Dan Owlaw from the Railway Inn in Winchester. Yeah,
we've got a guest.
I'm just reading out who's here. I'm saying good morning. Stu Fletcher says, my wife does murder ballads almost exclusively. I don't know why she's so inspired.
Stu, I would find that a little worrying, but do send Kate my love.
Right. So, as usual, it's not just us nattering away. We have a special musical guest for you on a Monday morning. If everybody's got their cup of tea, we shall introduce our special guest with a drum roll all the way from Glasgow.
Say hello to
Bethany Ferrie.
Hi, Bethany. How are you doing this Monday morning?
I'm pretty good. Kind of tired, but no, I'm good.
You tired from all the late nights you've been having, or tired from not having late nights?
I think it's a bit of both. My sleep schedule's kind of all over the place at the moment.
I think that's really true of a lot of people, because it's just, it's not what you thought you'd be doing, is it? So,
no.
Yeah. So Bethany, tell us a little bit about yourself for people that don't know of the artist Bethany Ferrie.
So I kind of started this around last year. I've started putting out songs last year, and started gigging, and it happened like in the summer of 2019. I was a part of the Radio Scotland BBC Songwriter Award. And I got shortlisted for that. And then over the past year, I've just kind of been writing music. I just released my next single in March there, and I'm working on new music at the moment.
And what sort of music do you play?
So I do I kind of go with whenever anyone asks, like, indie pop, because I don't think I'm like as indie artist, but I'm not like the straightforward pop that you hear on all the charts. I kind of bridge the gap between those 2.
So who would your inspirations be?
I looked at quite a lot. You know, like the older stuff like Fleetwood Mac, and the Beatles. And then I look at like Lewis Capaldi. Maybe because he's Scottish as well. I don't know. But like it's people like that with the kind of acoustic guitar like behind them as well. Yeah, kind of anything that kind of doesn't fit right into pop music. I'm kind of looking at for the kind of the sound of my music. But for songwriting, I'm looking at like big pop names because they say things like so simply. So I'm looking at like Taylor Swift and Julia Michaels. They just kind of convey messages in a really simple way that I really like.
I mean, I really wonder what it is about the young songwriters in Scotland at the moment. There seems to be so much exciting stuff coming out. I mean, we were watching the 2 Sofathon sing-alongs that happened in the last few weeks. And I mean, musicians as young as 13, 14 seem to be really coming up with quite exciting sounds and influences. I mean, do you think for you part of it is living in Glasgow where there's just so much music?
I think it is a part of that. I think, you know, with the BBC singer-songwriter competition, that was kind of my first look into like people are really good at songwriting and it's all here.
Yeah.
It was kind of like eye-opening to me, just that. Because I'd only started really getting into the music scene like over the past couple of years. So even just seeing that was like, it was really good to see because it is that competition was for Scotland. So, you know, there's obvious talent, you know, around here if they have a competition like that, and there was like loads of applicants, and then the top 10 and then the finalists all were writing like such great songs.
Yeah, no, it is really inspiring. I mean, whenever I go to Scotland, it's always so fantastic to see the vibrancy of the scene and also how the musicians support each other, because I think that's a really important thing also about the Scottish music scene. It's very collaborative.
Definitely.
So, having said that,
Can we hear a song?
Can we have a song quite early? Because, you know, now we need to hear what it is you do, not just talk about it.
Yep, can do that.
Great. So we'll drop out Bethany and then everybody can have a taste of Bethany Ferrie.
Cool. So this one is a new one I've been working on. It's called Brother. Counting seconds before I fall too deep. Was I ever the way you thought of me? And I broke down and can finally breathe. And I held ground, but still end up in pieces. I don't need a friend, I don't need a lover, I need someone to hold me and not pull me under. I don't need a friend, I don't need a brother, I need someone to hold me and not pull me under. Settle me down when I'm thinking too much. You say that you'll be there, but I struggle with trust. 'Cause nobody wants me enough. No, I don't need a friend, I don't need a lover, I need someone to hold me and not pull me under. I don't need a friend, I don't need a brother, I need someone to hold me and now pull me under. Someone hold me and now pull me under.
We were just saying that, just not diminishing the effort that goes into it, you have an ability to make it sound effortless, as if, you know, you're just like, oh, I'll just sing you a song. Do you know what I mean? It was lovely. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Getting loads of comments coming in. Somebody says Scotland has always been the. Oh, it's jumping around. Too many comments coming in. Stop applauding. I can't read your comments. Scotland has been the home of the best and sometimes the saddest pop musicians, in my opinion, says Jimmy Slay. Good morning, says Will HP. Thanks for everything you do. My future musician, we won't worry the least without the constant support from MBT. Stevie Smith from the Americana Musical says, just goes to show that these BBC competitions are important to help young writers find a platform and also discover they have a talent. Lots of applause coming in, Bethany. You'll be pleased to know. Somebody says proper Julienne Baker vibes. That's Tony down in Brighton. That's too obscure for me. Tony, what's that?
So, Bethany, what should you have been doing at the moment? I know you said you're doing some more writing, which obviously is good to have the opportunity to do that. But what are you not doing that you thought you would be doing in May?
So I was supposed to be playing a gig in the Goyle, which is a festival in Scotland. That was at the start of May. So that's moved until later in the year at least. I think they're doing like a Halloween kind of thing now, which I think will be pretty cool. That's at Loch Goylehead, and I was actually supposed. It was actually right before like all this kind of kicked off, like lockdown actually happened. But I was supposed to be playing at the acoustic stage on at Country to Country Festival in the Hydro in Glasgow, which was a pretty big deal. But obviously it was like the week before lockdown happened. But they just called off because it's obviously a big event. So that's been moved, I think, to next year, and I think they're keeping they're trying to keep the same acts, but I think people that were on my stage are all good to go. So hopefully that goes ahead next year.
But that would have been the biggest audience, presumably, that you would have played for, because the Hydro is enormous, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think it was just in the little, there was like a little record store that they set up. But I think because it's like people coming in and buying the records and the CDs and stuff of the people that they're here to see, it's always like a flow of customers. So it would have been like a really big crowd, and it would have really got me out there. But obviously that didn't go ahead. But hopefully next year it'll all be good.
That's it. It's the thing of coming back stronger than ever, isn't it?
Definitely.
So what else are you managing to do apart from your songwriting? What else are you occupying yourself with at the time? Are you working with any other songwriters or musicians, or are you having quiet time, or what does life look like at the moment, Bethany?
Just in the past couple of weeks, I just finished my uni course. I'm in third year. I'm actually doing a music degree. I just finished that off, so all of my assessments and all that were just finished within like the last 2 weeks. So I was doing that and kind of just looking for any opportunities, and I was actually able to work with a producer, and one of the song that I wrote with him actually got picked up by EMI Publishing, which was a pretty big deal. So I'm trying to get out there as a songwriter now as much as I can, because I have all the things in my house to sit and record with. So any chance that I get, I'm just kind of sending it out to anyone.
But that's great. I mean, you're actively working.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's really important now, to kind of do what you can while you're in your house. So obviously you can't go to a gig and you can't play at a gig, but you can do as much as you can from your own bedroom.
Absolutely. And I think that's where, you know, we are a creative sector, and so obviously everybody's trying to find creative ways of responding. So yeah, absolutely. Do you have another song for us, Bethany?
Yes, I do.
Fantastic. Great.
So this next one is the single that's out just now that was just released in March. This is called Stayed. I think it's time I stop being honest, 'cause this fire is burning out. I've been in every second without you, but now I miss you and it hurts like hell. We went from talking all day to not talking at all. Awkward conversations from saying what we want, standing face to face, but I'm a million miles away from you. We were living in the moment, never thought I'd have to let you go, and the time we spent wasting, suddenly I feel broke, and all the songs we used to sing are hard to listen to on my own. I know it always ends the same, but I just wish you would have stayed. I still think about you often, don't have the heart to reach out. Now all my pictures are torn, all my memories are worn. I still miss you, it still hurts like hell. Still seem to take a piece of you wherever I go. You still smile and try to hide behind your own big walls. I thought that this was you forever. No, not anymore. We were living in the moment. Never thought I'd have to let you go, and the time we spent wasting, suddenly I feel broke, and all the songs we used to sing are hard to listen to on my own. I know it always ends the same, but I just wish you would have stayed. Suddenly I feel broke, and all the songs we used to sing are hard to listen to on my own. I know it always ends the same, but I just wish you would have stayed.
In fine voice for this time in the morning, Bethany.
Thank you very much.
We've had lots of conversations with that about people about whether it's more challenging to sing in the morning than it is in the evening. How do you find that?
No, it's definitely more challenging. I don't know what it is. I think it's when you wake up, your voice is a bit more croaky, so you need to work on it before you can even start singing. Like, I was scared I was going to be breaking all over the place, so I did a few like vocal exercises before I came on, just to make sure.
Well, thank you for that. That was really good of you. No, you sounded absolutely great. So,
Thank you.
when you're allowed to get back to things, what sort of venues do you hope that people will be able to catch up with you? Because I mean, there are so many venues in Scotland, aren't there? What are the sort of venues you pitch yourself at, or that you'd like to play at?
I've actually played at King Tut's a couple of times, which is a pretty big deal in Glasgow. And I always kind of like playing there because they have like a great sound system. But yeah, I just kind of like that because it's, you know, it's legendary for a reason. But I've played at all sorts of places. I played at the I think it's called the Icebox, which is a really cool one. It's almost like a aeroplane hangar. When you go inside, it's just kind of full of stuff, but it's like a kind of it feels like a stocked out aeroplane hangar, which is it's kind of cool there. And obviously you have like Nice and Sleazy's and the Record Factory and stuff. I just kind of I play where I can, really.
Half the people you've just mentioned are in there watching you now.
And have you played outside Scotland yet?
No, I don't think I've actually played a gig. I did go to Bucks University, just they asked me to come and like kind of talk about songwriting and stuff with their first year students, and they set up a little gig in their student union. So that was my first time playing anywhere that wasn't here.
So that's the next stage for you then. It's continue to conquer Scotland and then move out.
Yeah, definitely.
Sound a bit aggressive for this time of the morning. Conquer Scotland and then move out.
It was my support. I don't mean leave Scotland behind. I just mean spread the music.
Yeah. Right. Well, we have to go back to shouting. I certainly have to go back to shouting at government. So,
that's fun.
Yes. So listen, Bethany, thank you so much for coming in. Anybody who wants to follow Bethany, the Facebook thing is up across the bottom of the screen now. Facebook.com/Bethany Ferrie. And you're also on Instagram, I think, aren't you? Bethany Ferrie again?
Yep, that's me.
Brilliant. Okay. Listen, thanks for dropping in.
It was lovely to meet you,
Lovely to
Bethany.
see
And
you.
I hope we see
Fantastic
you in person
voice,
at
as
some
usual.
point.
Definitely. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for the music.
See ya.
See you.
Very good one again.
Yeah, it's really lovely. We're trying to do a combination of people we know and people that are new to us, because obviously this is a great opportunity for hearing
also,
some music that we're less familiar
we
with.
take recommendations from people, and I think those recommendations are working out really well.
Oh, that's exciting. Stevie's just said Americana Fest UK Showcase next January. We're going to try and have a Scottish showcase venue. Oh, that would be great. I mean, we certainly have discovered lots of really exciting Scottish musicians.
You could fill that up, Stevie. There's so much talent going on up there.
And
really
we're
amazing.
not in any way saying there's not a hotbed of talent in the rest of the UK, just that it's really come to our attention that there's some really exciting things happening, particularly amongst very young songwriters in Scotland at the moment.
That's very true. Young Scottish songwriters definitely seem to be in a real golden patch, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of goes in little waves, and there's definitely something going on at the moment of inspiration and collaboration, as we said. And obviously sometimes it's absolutely about the artist communities. So that was delightful. And we're going for variety this week. So
we certainly are.
Tomorrow we have somebody who will be completely different to Bethany, but equally marvellous.
Yeah. Stay tuned tomorrow. It's definitely worth being here at 11 a.m. tomorrow. It's going to be interesting.
So happy Monday, everyone. See you tomorrow.
See you then.
Bye.